Are you confused about what's happening with home prices and what it means for your home's value in the market? Then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned to hear more. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Realty Podcast with Anthony Griffin, Keller Williams One, Greensboro, North Carolina, Kim Mathis and Associates. And if you've been listening to the news or reading blogs or the newspaper lately, you've probably heard some things about home prices and what's been going on with them lately. And we're going to get into what exactly is happening in the market. But first, I want to define a few main terms that you have probably come across over the last little bit: appreciation, depreciation, and deceleration. So let's break down what each one of these means. So, home price appreciation means the value of your home is increased. Depreciation means the value of your home has decreased. Now, this third term is called deceleration. So, what deceleration is the slowing of the rate of your home's increase in value. And this is actually what we're starting to experience here in 2022 as we get into the fall. Home price deceleration. This does not mean that the value of your home has gone down. What it does mean is that it is still going up, but at a slower rate. In the year 2021, the national average for home appreciation was about 20%, meaning that if you had a $300,000 home on January 1st, 2021, on December 31st, 2021, your home would be valued in the neighborhood of $360,000. Here in 2022, home prices are still continuing to go up and still continuing to increase. However, the rate of change has changed slightly. We're projecting in 2022 to end somewhere between around 16 or 18% of a home value increase. So what that would mean is, let's say we take a look at that same $300,000 home, and $300,000 home on January 1st, 2022, as opposed to December 31st, 2022, means that your home's value increased by $54,000. So it would be 354 instead of 300 on December 31st, 2022. Still a great increase, still more value for your home and more money you can put in your pocket if you choose to sell. Now, that does worry some sellers out there because you're still seeing a decrease in what you could see in the home value year over year. But keep in mind that 2021, that 2019 increases of about 20% year over year, that's not sustainable. That's not something you can expect to have happen consistently for an extended period of time. And the reason for it is because simply at some point you will price buyers out of the market, and home buyers just won't be able to afford purchasing your home. And that's just because, for the most part, salaries have not increased anywhere near that 20% increase in home values year over year. So eventually there will be less buyers available, even if your home's value continues to go up. National averages prior to about 2018 was in the neighborhood of 3 to 6% per year. So you were still seeing increases, but at a much lower rate and slower pace. So let's say it was 2017. And the home rate increase was 3%. So that same $300,000 house that we've been looking at a few times already, at 3%, that means that on December 31st of that year, you'd be looking at about $309,000. So you can see there's a very large difference when you're playing with these numbers at such a high percentage increase. So you may be asking yourself, why are you seeing more home prices get cut? Why are you seeing more price decreases and more incentives for home buyers to purchase in today's market? There's a few different reasons for that. One thing to keep in mind is some of these homes were probably aggressively priced either by the seller or by the seller's agent for whatever reason. Maybe they were looking to set a new pricing record in the neighborhood. maybe they didn't really take into account the amount of work that the home needed. Or maybe they just haven't noticed that the market is starting to shift and move away from more challenged properties, and there are less potential buyers in the market. 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, it was not uncommon to see multiple offer situations that maybe had 10, 12, 15, or more offers. Now it is somewhat of a rarity to see that many multiple offers. You're more than likely, if you're in a multiple offer situation, especially here in Greensboro, that multiple offer situation has gone down to maybe 3 to 6 offers, or maybe even 2 to 4. So at most, you're only competing with between 4 and 6 other buyers who have put in an offer on that property, as opposed to 10, 15, or more. Because of that limit of that bidding war and that multiple offer situation, buyers are starting to become more cautious. And same thing with the rates. Buyers are becoming more cautious. They're being more careful when they see a challenged home. Now, a challenged home can mean anything. It could be in a challenging area. It could be challenges with the home's condition. Maybe people are starting to take a look at that 20-year-old roof you have and starting to put some questions on it, whereas a year ago they were more than likely just looking to not get outbid again. Same thing with major systems. Maybe it's time to look into getting that replaced HVAC, or look into getting that water heater replaced, or changing out your appliances in order to attract the buyers at the price point that you would like to get. Some sellers and some agents are simply just overvaluing their home and getting just a touch too aggressive with where we are in the market and with the number of buyers that there are in the market. Buyer fatigue is still a real thing. And while there are less multiple offer situations and less offers overall, there are still buyers out there who would prefer to not be in a multiple offer situation at any point, just because of past experiences and what they've seen happen over the last few years. So you as a seller need to keep that in mind when pricing your home. It's always better to be on trend or ahead of trend versus trying to play catch up, because playing catch up in today's market means that you're working extra hard to get the same number of views and the same number of eyes on your property. Ultimately, here in Greensboro, we're still experiencing offers coming into a home at about an 8 to 10 showing average. So, regardless of price point, you need about 8 to 10 showings here in Greensboro in order to get a written offer on a property. Now, as you start to increase the value of the property, that's when you start to see the number of showings go up in order to get those offers. So you always want to make sure you get as many people through the door as possible. And if you price too aggressively, you're not going to get that same number of potential buyers into the house, meaning it may sit a little bit longer and you may be looking at a price decrease. But as always, you need to make sure that you're speaking to a local professional agent in your area who knows what's going on in the market, who understands what the current buy trend is, and can advise you as far as what's going to make the biggest impact in your selling experience to get you the most money or the best terms, best conditions for the sale of your property. So if you're in the Greensboro, North Carolina area and you would want to know what your home's value is worth in today's market, you can click the link in the description, or you can text me. My number is 757-719-4717. Yes, I am local to Greensboro, even with a Virginia phone number. So I will be more than happy to speak to you and help you with the sale of your home. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys next time.